Welcome back, lottery fans. Today I want to show you a pick 4 rundown that I've been tracking in a lot of different states, and as I've seen a lot of great feedback on some of the early rundowns I've seen, and when I say the early rundowns I mean the ones where I track them for just a few days and show the early results if I see them start hitting, so it gives you plenty of time to start playing the rundowns as well. This is one of those rundowns, so I've been tracking this for 5 days now. And it's certainly starting to hit pretty well in the states that I've been tracking. The first state I'm going to show you has been hitting 1 in every 2 lottery drawings, and the other state I'm going to be showing you has been hitting 3 out of 4 lottery drawings. So definitely worth starting to play this rundown in your state, and of course definitely leave me a comment below if it starts hitting in your state. But let's go ahead and jump into it and start with our first state that I'm going to show you today. And it's going to be the Texas, and the Texas midday specifically. So Texas has, I believe, 4 drawings every single day, but this one is specific for the midday where I've actually been seeing it working. And the base date I've been tracking from is 8/15. That's an 8. So we just need that one result from the Texas midday, and that on 8/15 was a 0,846. Now the rundown we're doing is actually going to be a -1, -5. -1, -3, -5 rundown, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. We're going to be using our standard tic-tac-toe rundown worksheet. If you don't already have this is completely for free. You can download it from lotterypredictor.com. That way you can go ahead and print it out, and you can do the rundowns yourself in your state. It has the mirror numbers in the bottom here, which is what we're going to be using today. So definitely, if you don't know what the mirror numbers are, grab this rundown worksheet because it'll have it on there for you. You'll be able to follow along and do this rundown yourself for your state. As I said, it's on lotterypredictor.com. It's in the resources section, along with a lot of other different rundown worksheets, a lot of other great free stuff for helping you win the lottery. And of course, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Always do, so you can just click on that link in the description to go ahead and get this. So to do this rundown, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 0,846, and we'll put it in the left-hand column here, like so, 0,846. And then what we're going to do is take that -3, -1, -3, -5, and in each column do that math right there. So in this first column here, we're going to take this 0,846 -1 from it. So 0 minus 1 normally would be -1, but we can't have negative numbers in our pick 4 rundowns, so we treat this as a 10. We just add a 1 to it on the front there. So 10 minus 1 would be 9. Let's put that there. 10 minus 3 would be 7. And 10 minus 3 would be 5. That way we're always getting a number between 1 and 9 on our rundowns here. Negative numbers can be a little bit confusing if you're not used to counting in the pick 4 lottery style, but if you watch enough of these videos and you do enough yourself, you'll come to understand how that math works. So same again with the 8. We're going to take 8 minus 1, that would be 7. 8 minus 3 would be 5. And 8 minus 5 would be 3. Once again, 4 minus 1 would be 3. 4 minus 3 would be 1. And 4 minus 1 would normally be -1, but for lottery's sake, we just add a 1 to the front to make that a 14. So 14 minus 5 would be 9. Alright, last line. 6 minus 1 is 5. 6 minus 3 is 3. And 6 minus 5 is 1, like so. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we'll take our base grid and we'll fill out our translated grid with our mirror numbers. And the way in which we do that is we look up, for each box, we look up the number on the grid and find the corresponding mirror number. So the numbers we're using are on the top line, the mirror numbers are on the bottom line here. So we take the 0, we find 0 on the top line, the 1 underneath it is the mirror number, and that's a 5. So we'll put a 5 in that first box. Same with 9, we look up 9, the 1 underneath is a 4, so we'll put a 4 in the translated box. 7 underneath is 2, put 2 there. And finally 5 underneath is a 0. So those are our mirror numbers for that. We're just going to keep going down, filling out those mirror numbers. 8 is a 3. 8 is a 3. 7 is a 2. 5 is a 0. 3 is an 8, like so. 4 is a 9. 3 is an 8. 1 is a 6. And 9 is a 4. And finally 6 is a 1. 5 is a 0. 3 is an 8. And 1 is a 6, like so. Alright, now that we've got our base grid and our translated grid, let me go ahead and show you from the Texas midday out of the last 4 days which are the 2 numbers that have hit, and I'll show you where they've hit on the grid. And then you can take this grid, and if you're in Texas, you can just play this grid as is. Alright, so we'll start with 816, which was our first hit. And the result on 816 was an 8337. And if we go ahead and look on our base grid, we actually see that right here. So we've got an 8733. So a box pick 4 hit right there in our base grid. Now, as you know, if you've seen my videos before, it only counts if the numbers are actually connecting. So I can't say take this 3 over here because it's not connected to the rest of this. So they have to be connecting in some way. And the second one that we saw was on 817, and the result was a 3298. And if we go ahead and look on our translated grid, we're looking for 3298, and we actually find that right here. A nice box pattern that we often like to play in that right there. So 2 out of the 4 hits in the last 4 days for the Texas Midday. That to me is a 50% win rate, which is a very good rundown. So definitely go ahead and start playing this, start tracking this and see if it's working. Let's go ahead and jump into the next state that we're going to track in. Now, so this next state is actually hit 3 out of the last 4, so it's doing even better than the Texas one. And that state is actually South Carolina. And the South Carolina midday as well. So we started with that same date, 815. So we need that one result. And that was an 8581. So we're going to go ahead and do exactly the same rundown. We'll take this number, 8581. We'll put it in that left-hand column. And then we're going to do the -1, -3, -5 out of that. So 8 minus 1 is 7. 8 minus 3 is 5. And 8 minus 5 is 3. 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 minus 3 is 2. And 5 minus 5 is 0. Next line, because it's 8, we can copy what's on the top line. So 7, 5, 3. And finally, 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 3 doesn't work because it gives us a negative number. So we'll make that into an 11. So 11 minus 3 is 8. And 11 minus 3 would be, 11 minus 5 would be 6, like so. So there's our base grid, and now we can go ahead and we can jump into our translated grid using the mirror numbers again. And if you're trying this and you're struggling to make the mirror numbers work in your translated grid, it's not hitting, definitely go ahead and try the flip numbers as well. Everything I've been tracking so far has been using the mirror numbers, and it's working pretty well. But mix it up a little bit. Maybe try the flip numbers if it doesn't work for you. All right, the mirror number of 8 would be 3. Mirror number of 7 is 2. Mirror number of 5 is 0. And the mirror number 3 is 8. 5 is 0. 4 is 9. 2 is 7. And 0 is 5. 8 is 3. 7 is 2. 5 is 0. And 3 is 8. And finally, 1 is 6. 0 is 5. 8 is 3. And 6 is 1. So that's our translated grid with our mirror numbers. Now, as I said, this has hit 3 times out of the last 4, so a 75% hit rate, which is very, very good in my mind. It's rare that you'll see something hit 3 out of 4 times in the first 4 drawings, so that's definitely a big win. So you definitely want to pay attention to this one. But let's go ahead and see where they were. The first hit was on 817, and that was in 2878. And if we look to our translated grid here, we actually have that right here, 2878. So these, sorry, it's not a translated, it's our base grid, 2788 right there. So box number off of that. Next one we saw was actually on 819, and the result was a 9572. And this time we're going to flip over to our translated grid. We're looking for a 9572. We actually see that here. So 2975 right there. Now we actually see it twice on this grid because it actually shows up. Actually, it's a lot more than twice because we see it here and we see it here. So from what I can see just by looking at it, I see it 3 times on this grid. And as you know, if I see it multiple times on the same grid or multiple times on both grids, then it's definitely a number worth maybe playing more than just once. You might want to play this 9572's box number multiple times this month because it's showing up multiple times on the grid there. Alright, and then our last one was on 820, and that was a 3, 2, 4, 8. And switching back to our base grid here, we're looking for a 3, 2, 4, 8, and we actually see that right here, 3, 2, 4, 8, like so. And this is another one where we're seeing it twice, because we actually see a 3, 2, 4, 8 right there as well. So it showed up twice on this grid, so definitely this one to watch as well. So out of the last 4 drawings in South Carolina midday, we had 3 hits out of it, so this is well worth watching. As you know, I normally like to play these rundowns for about 2 to 3 weeks if I start seeing them hit, and then if they start to trail off, then it's worth mixing it up. If you play it for about 4 or 5 days and you don't see anything but more than 1 hit, probably a good sign the rundown might not work for you. But definitely give it a try in your state. Let me know how it works. As always, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. The thumbs up really do make a difference. Just takes 1 second to go and hit that thumbs up button, and it really does make a difference to the growth of this channel. As always, share this video to anyone else that you think would like to learn from this, play the lottery, win some money with us, and thanks for all the help you've been giving me. I'll be back with some more rundowns later on. Good luck, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.